Hello and welcome to Elite Dangerous Patch 2.2, the Guardians update. We are taking a look at Elite. I do cover this from time to time on my channel as it is a game that I've been closely watching for a few years now. It's definitely one of the, in my opinion, one of the strongest foundations for a space simulation game. Star Citizen is great for those of you who like it. I'm watching that as well. I'm just addressing this at the get-go before I get a whole bunch of Star Citizen is better comments or Elite Dangerous is better. I think they do different things, and then also I think Elite is more stable currently. So right now, I prefer playing this over Star Citizen, though Star Citizen has some grander goals that I think may end up, making it a better game overall in the long run. But we'll see. It has a lot of promises to fulfill before I make that kind of leap. Anyways, patch 2.2. So what this adds, we're looking at passenger missions. We're looking at some fighter bay additions and crew management for some AI crew that you can have. You can, I guess there are geysers now on planets, which we might go try and find. And there are some additional tweaks and balances. There is a ship ferrying service now. Some menus have been changed and updated. This is the standard kind of Starport Terminal here. As you can see, a lot of different options, kind of in different sections, and it's a little bit cleaner, but also a little bit more redundant in some areas. It's a little weird. Anyways, right here, this is the passenger lounge. If you go into this is if we were flying a passenger ship, or if we fit passenger seats into our ship over cargo racks, you could take these missions. These are basically another mission board full of things, and passenger missions, essentially, like for example, this one, for 6.2 million credits, which is a pretty good payout. They want to go to Planetary Nebula. Where is it? They want to go to IC 1085, Sector AV-0, C6-6, 6,000 light years away. Now, in my opinion, passenger missions are for the explorers. You would fit these out. You would make money for one, exploring, and then also for doing carrying these people along while you go explore. That's definitely the point of these. In my opinion, it's no different really than going from point A to point B. There's not much depth to these beyond the occasional in-game message on your way there. They might want to go see like a little side stop for some bonus credits. So like these things generally, I don't know. It's not the gameplay that I'm looking for. I hope people do enjoy it, but I don't think it has quite enough interesting mechanics involved to be something that I want to actively do. So there's different classes. So economy class, of course, being a cheap seat on your ship. There's business class and first class. First class obviously pays some of the most. So if you do a bunch of first class missions, you would be able to do that kind of stuff. All right. So that's it for passenger lounge. That's kind of a new board there. And then the crew lounge, this is where you hire a crew. You can have up to 3 total inactive crew slots and 3 active crew slots. My ship only has 1 active. And I went ahead and hired an expert here. And they take 12% of my profit off the top to help support my ship. When I launch a fighter, they can either take control of that fighter and support me while I'm out there, or they can take control of my ship and I can take the fighter out and see if I can do more damage than they possibly could. This is AI stuff, so they might not be the most useful pilots to have out there. They also gain XP, it seems, and so you can buy a cheaper one and then level them up essentially to hopefully give you a better AI experience and better combat abilities is what you're looking for in that. And, they are randomly generated, the portrait and the character and everything. This guy looks pretty spunky. Adolf Lott. So, there you go. That is the crew lounge. Everything else is pretty much the same. I do want to go into the outfitting real quick of our Keelback. Now, I have an odd outfitting right now. The Keelback is a Type 6 Lakon transport that's been pretty much retrofitted to be more of a multi-role variant. It's not strictly combat. You know, it can do some light mining. It can do some light transporting missions. It can do some light combat. Don't expect it to do, you know, anything against a Python, for example. This is something, you know, you could probably take on some Vipers, maybe a Cobra, but it's definitely a light engagement vehicle. Can also possibly do some pirating if you're lucky enough to get a good enough jump on something. So, hard parts here, we're just having 2 beam lasers and then 2 multi-cannons. Pretty standard. I'm not using any engineer upgrades, as I'm more curious about stock than engineer loadouts, because that's kind of min-maxing stuff. I just want to see if it's a viable base. Having to rely on engineering upgrades might not be best for everyone. So, utility mounts, simple, some shield boosters, and a cargo scanner. For example, pirating, if that's something we want to do. I have quite the amalgamation of odd little bits on this thing. Some core internals, we have military grade composite, a power plant, a thrusters, a frameshift drive. Our jump range right now is 19 light years, which is pretty decent for just a medium ship like this. So it's respectable for a multi-role of this size, in my opinion. We have the internals here, and this is where it definitely gets a little weird. We have a large 5E cargo rack. The fighter hangar is a 5 class. So if you don't have a 5 class, you most likely don't have a fighter hangar. Fighter hangars are included with like the Keelback. The Corvette has one. The actual, what's another ship that has one? I think the Federal Dropship has one. I believe so. It's one of the Federal assault ships, gunships, dropship variants. It's one of those. I forget. Currently in the bay, we have a Taipan, which is the only Alliance ship in the game right now, which is pretty cool to have finally an Alliance faction ship. If we take a look at this thing, I believe to take a look at it, I have to actually go to the livery options because there's no other way to really view it from the outside. So this is the Taipan. It is a very small fighter, as you can see. Weapon color modifier? Huh, that's interesting. So you can get little decals on this stuff. You know, pretty standard. If you have a decal for something, you can, you know, we'll just go ahead and throw the skull on the back or something. And just big enough for a person to sit in. The 2 main guns on there, some bulky engines, and it's definitely a more unique shape than a lot of the ships in Elite Dangerous. This is almost very reminiscent to like a Minmatar type thing from EVE Online. You know, very angled, flat kind of design, and I like it. It's definitely a different kind of thing. I like the kind of bladed wings. It looks like they might fold up for storage. So that is a neat little vessel right there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of light combat in the Keelback here. And in doing so, hopefully earn a little bit of pocket money, obviously. And then what I might do is find a geyser for you guys to see what that looks like. I don't know what they look like or anything like that. That might take some time, so there will be some skips in this. So we're going to go ahead and come back once we're in a resource extraction site and take a look of what we'll be facing in that area, if I can get out of the dock. Okay, so here we are at the approach at a resource extraction site, a high variant here, just so I can maybe get some quicker spawn rates on this. And we're just coming in to the asteroid field now. It looks like to be a, oh, it's not metal rich. Well, actually, yeah, it's a metal rich ring, not metallic. So we're not gonna find like any rich miners to pirate right now. So let us go ahead and take the fighter for a spin. The Keelback's been in the game for a while, so I don't really feel like piloting this. Its fly is pretty much the same as a Type 6, and if you guys have had that ship, then you can experience that on your own time. What I do want to show you is the panel down here. The bottom panel has changed. Obviously, we have subcategories for all of our crew, our the helm of the ship, the fighters, and you can deploy these. So you can deploy these. I can launch it with the AI, or I can launch it with myself. So we're just going to launch with myself here.
Fighter deployment sequence initiated.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do love Astra and all the voice commands that come with voice attack here. Oh yeah, here we go.
Fighter deployed.
Fighter's been deployed. So right now, our ship, right there, our Keelback, one, it's wanted because I don't know why. I checked my bounty board, it was clear. I might be wanted in another little system. So let us find a little target to shoot at and give our ship a command as well. So you can give commands by one, looking down here, clicking on the helm. You can give it orders. You can also switch back and forth from following, hold position. We're just maintain formation for now. That's fine. And with that, it should just follow us around as we look for targets. And this little zippy thing definitely has great sound design. It sounds chirpy. It's almost slightly alien, to be honest. At least compared to anything else. Let's check out this adder. Looks like he's just a normal miner, but there's some combat up here that we might be able to get engaged. Now, I do have some, at least one order hotkeyed to the ship, and the order is simply engage the target I'm looking at. I feel like that's going to be the most used one. You can hotkey them. They're at the very bottom of the controls. So focus that target. And we'll go ahead and try to engage with our fixed weapons. The fighter does have fixed weapons, but because it's so light and maneuverable, you can see how quickly we can turn here. It doesn't really matter much. Okay, so pew pew.
Under attack.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we got some problems here.
Target shield.
Obviously, taking some damage. We took on 2 people. Engaging with your fighter might not be the best option right off. Fighters are relatively weak, but they should be. They do pack a little bit of a sting. You know, enough to keep things off of your main ship a little bit. There we go. Perfectly safe, and those 2 things are now dead.
Target destroyed.
Perfect. So we took some little scrapes in our bout with the Sidewinder and Adder. Not that bad. Definitely an interesting cockpit. The cockpit almost feels very closed in. If we look around here, you can see, I kind of wish I had a head tracking software, but sadly I do not. Having to use my mouse. It's very, very interesting. The slight limiting view of the ship here. I hear combat, so we'll just go ahead and hop in just real quick. So it looks like we are fighting a federal gunship. So let's see what a bigger prey is like here. There we go, and you can see we're definitely doing some damage. I mean, the other ships are for sure doing a lot as well. But, I mean, this thing is no pushover in terms of just raw DPS output
Target destroyed.
with our 2 burst lasers. Oh, looks like this thing's engaging something. What is it? This is... What is that? That is another gunship? Okay, well, I'll take it. And really, this is nice because you can be in these multi-role ships. And it gives you an option to kind of go back into something zippier without having to go back to your dock. And it definitely makes these ships look a lot bigger just because of how small your ship is. Pew, 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 pew. And it's just a whole lot of fun. I feel like they might be more entertaining for PvP as well. I mean, if you have a couple ships here that have a few fighters, you can instantly kind of bolster your ranks and launch them as AI and use your, say, corvettes, if you have one of those, to really help engage and distract, draw some fire. So that's it for the combat. Let's go ahead and dock and show you that at least. So we will request dock.
Fighter retrieval sequence initiated.
No, Astra, don't
Searching for landing
don't do
platform.
that because you're not gonna do anything. The dock does show up, and you can see our ship stops with a little bit of a landing symbol here. The keelback, it looks like we dock on the back end. And all you have to do is follow in through the grid. It pretty much does it kind of automatically as long as you're going the right speed and go through the blue area. So it'll pull us up, and then we'll switch back to the cockpit of the keelback here. So let's go ahead and move to the grand adventure of trying to locate a planet that might have a geyser. They did change the system map. If we open this up, after it loads a while, which the maps and things loaded a little quicker for Elite, that's kind of a drawback. But if we go, say, let's find an icy body. Rocky, icy. Those are icy. Okay, so this one. And if you go to the planetary map, it actually loads a 3D model of the planet that you're looking at now, which is pretty nice. Something that we haven't had yet. I was hoping to maybe see some evidence of geysers, but it might not be quite that easy here. Ooh, this one's a nice blue, isn't it? It's really cool to be able to see the map, just simply because you might be able to pick out your landing spot ahead of time here. So I'm going to go ahead and fly around, find some geysers, maybe. You never know, we might not be able to find one. And then come back and hopefully show you maybe a good view. Okay, so it is looking like I cannot find any geysers on the planet's surface. I've been flying around for a few hours or so, in combination of using the keelback plus going on my SRV, and I haven't been able to find anything of note. Tried using the SRV scanner to see if that might reveal some maybe hidden locations, but really I was just running into the same normal stuff, some light mining facilities. I was running into some little shipwrecks, you know, little Diamondback Explorer wrecks. Nothing out of the ordinary in terms of that, so we're just going to cruise around on the surface as it seems like there is no geysers here to be found. And the reason I would assume there would be geysers here is if we go into the system map, and I actually can't do that while on the fighter, so we're gonna have to dock real quick. Let's see, let's request dock. Or NAT. Request dock.
Slow and steady, Commander. Ready for docking sequence.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am, for preparing the ship. It's quite the large cargo bay that the Keelback has, for sure. So let's... Oh god, NAT crash, and NAT fail completely. This thing's so quick to kind of accelerate and change directions, it can actually be somewhat annoying to control. There we go, perfect. So we'll just slide in there. And the reason I know this is, of course, something that you would find geysers in is that when you go to the system map and you click on the actual planet itself for the information, it'll actually say what type of volcanism it may have. So let's load the system map and I can show you, as we did fly out a little ways, and then we'll just show you the final feature, this big feature of the 2.2 update, which is the ship transfer kind of function. So let's go here. We go, and you can see right now, this front screen really doesn't tell you anything about the planet. We know where we are. We're this little blue icon. But if we go to the information tab here, volcanism, water geysers. They don't exist as far as I can tell. For water planets to not have a lot of geysers, especially in like these cracky kind of areas. I searched those. I searched the plains. I searched some craters themselves. Didn't find anything. So it doesn't look like it's something that I can spend a lot of time on doing. So if you guys have any links to share, and if you found it yourself, do feel free to put that down below, as I would be interested in taking a look. So I'm going to go fly back to a station and then show you guys how the ship transfer function kind of works. Alright, so we've arrived back to the starport. Let's go ahead and go to the services tab and look at this transportation service. So if we go to the shipyard, we have 0 stored ships. Ship transfer is a new tab, and you can see we have a few things away here. So we have, you know, a basic sidewinder to get around, maybe, an Eagle, and a Viper Mk4. Now, these are all different distances away, and also based on the cost of the ship changes the fee price and things. Now this is beta, so generally just times all the prices by 10. So to get this Viper Mk4 to me, it would take 34 minutes and about 210,000 credits, which isn't that bad. If you actually click on this, you can see its loadout, its current transit fee, how far away it is. It's about 181 light years, which is not something I really want to go out and do. I could, you know, go mine for a bit. I could go do some other things for 30 minutes while this thing's on its way here. No downtime required. And so this is why the transfer system is super important. I know some people are complaining that it's too long. Like, you could fly 181 light years, get the ship, and fly it back faster than it would take to go pick it up. But however, to do so, 1, you have to outfit a ship to jump far enough to get there quickly. 2, you have to leave that ship there now, or sell it, hop into the Viper and bring it back. And you go through all of these processes when really, I mean, the Keelback is versatile enough. I can sit here and do plenty of other things while this is just happening automatically. So we're going to go ahead and transfer this. There we go. And now it's on its way over. It has a current little arrow in transit now. Now what I'm curious about is, can I do it to multiple ships at once? And at the same time, I can. So this is really the best thing about it, is that if you have a fleet of ships, instead of going, getting it, bringing it back, in 33 minutes, I'm going to have my Eagle and Viper here. And then in the meantime, I can just do whatever I want. I think this is a great system. I'm fine with a little bit of a delay on things. I don't know how that scales, to what level. But just in the bubble, it works just fine. I don't really think I'll be using it for Jock Station anytime soon. It's not somewhere that I even really plan to go. But even then, being able to transfer all your ships pretty much at once, 12,000 light years, I mean, I think it's worth it. I think it's a good balance between time and money, and and it doesn't devalue going to get it yourself if you want it quicker, to where this replaces that. I think they had to strike a balance between, you know, encouraging people to, 1, fly through the galaxy over using this system. This is why we voted against it being an instant service, because that means all you have to do is go around in an ASP and you have your whole fleet with you pretty much, no matter what. This will take time and some resources to move your whole fleet with you, and I think that's a good trade-off. That's how it should be. Anyways, so I think that's going to do us for our first little look here at Elite Dangerous' 2.2 beta. Go ahead and leave a comment on what you guys are excited about for Elite Dangerous 2.2 and beyond. I mean, this game will be constantly getting updated, and once we get multi-crew, I think next patch, things are just going to get better and better. So, go ahead and leave a like if you guys enjoyed this kind of video. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new. I do mainly creative gaming stuff if you guys want to go check that out. And until then,
Silent running.
I'll see you guys
Shields
next time.
deployed.